Live from Pohang, South Korea. You're watching Razorstein Live. I am Tommy Razorstein. Today we're going to talk about UFC on Fox 17. Donald Cerrone vs. Dos Anjos. Wow, this fight is going to be awesome. Cowboy Cerrone is on an 8-fight win streak. I can't wait. I'm a huge Cowboy Cerrone fan. He brings it every single time. He doesn't care who you are, doesn't care what you've done, and he throws down every single time. Did you see the Miles Jury fight between him and Miles Jury? He didn't care at the end. He wanted to fucking bring it. And he started throwing leg kicks from hell, just without a shadow of doubt, not a care in the world. He's just throwing leg kicks as hard as he can when Miles Jury is on the ground. And, Donald Cerrone didn't care about his own legs. It's wild to watch. He just, flips out and starts throwing leg kicks, and he called them fuck you kicks. He's a character. He's a big character. He's funny. And the people who he's fighting and beating are amazing fighters. Benson Henderson, Miles Jury, Eddie Alvarez, Jim Miller, Edson Barbosa. So he's on an 8-fight win streak. And it isn't like he's fighting a bunch of trash. He's fighting the best of the best. He's fighting really good fighters. And he doesn't care. He throws down and he doesn't care who you are, what you've done. And brings it every single time. His jiu-jitsu is world class. His striking is phenomenal. But the problem is, Dos Anjos is good too. Dos Anjos is a solid fighter. And he fought Cerrone a while back. And he beat Cerrone. So that says a lot. But Cerrone is on fire right now. He's killing people. He's bringing it. So I believe that Donald Cerrone is going to beat Dos Anjos. Now people say, oh, come on, that's ridiculous. No, I believe that Donald Cerrone has improved and he's on fire right now. I think he's peaking right now. Now, the problem is Dos Anjos is peaking too. So what's the difference? The difference is this. Donald Cerrone is going to force it into a 5-round war where Dos Anjos isn't going to feel as comfortable, I believe. I think he's going to force it into a 5-round war. Donald Cerrone, gets better as the fight goes on. When they fought the first time, it was 3 rounds. This is going to be 5 rounds. And I think that he's going to bring it a little bit later in the later rounds. And you're going to see it. And I think we'll be able to understand Dos Anjos. This is a big deal. And let's hear what Benson Henderson, who's going to train Donald Cerrone, is going to say about this.
Or Cowboy is the question. I gotta go with my man Cowboy. I think it'll be a tough fight. I'm actually going to go over to New Mexico. He asked me to help him get ready against Dos Anjos. Southpaw, aggressive, go after, punch him, try and take him down. So the day I get back, the next day I'm going to drive over to New Mexico and help him get ready for Dos Anjos. See him.
Wow, that's a big deal. He is going to help Donald Cerrone prepare for Dos Anjos. That's awesome. That's really cool of Benson Henderson to do that too. Benson Henderson just fought Cowboy Cerrone. So I guess, they get along pretty well even though they can fight each other. To prepare with somebody who already fought the person you're going to fight recently is a big deal. Because you can say, okay, this is what I did right, this is what I did wrong. I had to distance between me and him here. This is what he did. This is what I tried to do. He set up this. He feinted this way. I took a shot here. My hips went up this way. We went up against the cage like this. He threw an underhook here. He likes to work this move. This is what their game plan was. This is what my game plan was. And you can talk about that for days. That's a big deal. That helps you mentally get ready for a fight. It makes your mind so much better when you're going to fight somebody, when you're going to wrestle somebody, when you're going to compete against somebody. It's like, okay, I just spoke to the person who they just competed against. I feel so much better. My mindset is so much better. So I think that this is going to be the reason why Cowboy Cerrone wins. I think Cowboy Cerrone is on fire right now. Now, it is an 8-fight win streak, and he is due for a loss. Knock on wood. And I don't like that. And he's come so close sometimes and just never got it. And I'm kind of concerned about that. But nonetheless, he doesn't care who you are. He's gonna bring it. And if those two go to the ground, I would love to see the jiu-jitsu game in this. Jiu-jitsu game will be wild. Cowboy Cerrone has great jiu-jitsu. People forget that. They look at his striking, but his jiu-jitsu is awesome too. It's going to be a big deal if those two go to the ground and he can submit Dos Anjos. Alright, so the one important aspect of this fight is the judging. And look at it this way. There's been a lot of shit talking between Conor McGregor and Donald Cerrone. So that may weigh in also, because you got to think about that. What's that going to weigh in the future? And the reason that's going to be a big deal is that Cowboy Cerrone, if he wins, he'll fight Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor was given the opportunity to move up to 155 and fight the winner of this fight. So the winner gets Conor McGregor. That's nuts. That's wild. That's going to be a really big selling aspect. It's like, we might want to see those two fight. Or is it going to be they want a Brazilian fan base brought up again because a Brazilian just lost? That could be also a factor too. But so you got to think about what would the judges weigh in. I'm not saying it's fixed, but there's some crazy things that happen where you're like, how did the judging? And maybe these are just my personal own theories that are just absolute crazy bullshit. And maybe, George St. Pierre really did beat Johnny Hendricks, which I don't think happened. I'm trying to still figure that one out. I think there's some kind of shady stuff that goes on. So, think about this. I think that we're going to want to see Cowboy Cerrone fight Conor McGregor. But you never know with the fan base, because they still need that fan base in Brazil. But I think it's going to lean more towards Cowboy Cerrone. I can't wait to see this. If you can see a Donald Cerrone versus Conor McGregor fight, that would be amazing. Oh my God. Alright, so please subscribe to my channel. Check me out. Hit up Don Juan Banks and see Rich in Detroit. Alright, peace out.